getting a little understanding of what emotional intelligence is. What is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is the ability to identify and manage one's emotions as well as other people's emotions. Alright, so let's move on. Please don't be distracted. Let's work together. Alright. Steps in developing emotional intelligence. We have like 5 or 4 steps. 4 steps in developing emotional intelligence. So this is where you are going to open your full heart to learn and see how each point is applied to you. Ability to identify one's emotions. Alright. So we are going to take them one after the other. The first one here is self-awareness. And self-awareness is the ability to identify one's emotions. That's your own personal emotion now. Self-awareness. Self-awareness. This self-awareness is better understood when we look at it in these 3 categories. 1, emotional awareness. 2, accurate self-assessment. And then 3, self-confidence. Can we repeat these 3 ways of understanding self-awareness? The first one is what?
Emotional awareness.
The second one?
Accurate self-assessment.
The third one?
Self-confidence.
Fine. The first one now, emotional awareness, has to do with ability to recognize your emotions and how they affect you and other people. They just live their lives. So when you are sad, how does it affect you? Many people do not care. If you are having understanding of self-awareness, you should be able to check, okay, how, and yes, I'm feeling sad, but how does it affect me? Maybe I missed my lecture the other day. I went for class, but I didn't really learn anything because I wasn't myself. Has it happened to you?
Yes, sir.
I wasn't myself. You should know how it affects you. And if you have people around you, you should know how your own emotion affects the other person. If you are married, whenever you feel sad, you should think, how does this my sadness affect my spouse? If you have a classmate, hello?
Hi.
When you are annoyed, you should think of how that annoyance affects you and affects the people around you. That makes you a wise person. If you are not thinking like this, you are not wise. If you get angry, you should go back and sit down and reason. This anger, how does it affect me? I think when I was in year 3, I had a professor that said, if you are angry for 15 minutes, you short your lifespan for 1 minute. I'm not sure of the minutes, but he said something like, if you are angry for a certain number of minutes, that you short your lifespan for a certain number of minutes too. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not the one that said it. I said it was a professor. But it looks true. So when you are not aware of this, you may get angry and remain anchored. You don't want to come out of it. You know, when you know the effects of something in your life, you look for how you can overcome it. Why some people can say, no, I'm a very high-tempered person. No, leave me. If I get angry here, I will scatter this place. You heard people talk like that. Says, my own problem is that I easily get angry. And you can say it, but you don't do anything about it. It's because you've not seen how that thing affects you and how it affects other people. The day you discover the effect of that anger in you and others, you look for a solution to it. So what makes you wise is that you are aware of how the emotion you carry affects you and affect another person. You as a person, you should be able to know your weakness, and you should as well be able to know your strength and the limit of your strength. Understand where you can get to and fall. Let me give you exciting example that I've given before on this issue of knowing your strength. Some people think that they are strong. I've interacted with many young people, female, male, but let me use female this time around. Next time, remind me to use male.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so now I'm using female. See a young girl being so free with a guy, and you are like, you are so close to this. No, sir, I know myself. That nothing can happen. No, sir, I'm strong. You know, whenever I hear that, I will say, don't ever think that you are strong. Because if you think you are strong, you are actually weak. Paul said that things, he stands, should do what? Let falls. This is what I mean. I heard a story of a young woman visiting a man and then coming out shouting that she's raped. And I asked a question, where did it happen? He said, in his room. I said, his room? Was it on the floor? On the bed? The bed. How did he rape you? You know, sometimes what we call rape is not actually rape. We have to look at the definition of rape again. How do you mean that you visited a guy and then leave the sitting room to the bedroom and leave the seat or the chair in that room and then sit on the bed and come out and tell us that you were raped? Do you understand? Is that rape? That you didn't like it does not mean you were raped. Why did you go there? It's because you think you are strong. It's because you think that you can stand. The proper thing is that you have limits in life. You limit where you go. You limit what you do. You are sitting down doing assignment with a guy, and time is 6 p.m. and it's getting to 7 p.m. and it's only 2 of you. What are you still doing there? They said the assignment they want to submit first thing in the morning. If you are wise, close that book and go home. They said, no, this brother is even the fellowship president. He was the one that led me to Christ. He doesn't even know what you are talking about. I said, close that book and go home. Because even if that young boy did not determine to do anything, one spirit can just pass and look at 2 of you and say, okay, let me go and try. Let me go and test. You are there and a spirit is coming. You don't see it. It's walking like this. So let me go and try. Let me go. She says she's strong. Let me go. And then landed on the guy, beckon. Moved from the guy, landed on the lady, beckon. The guy may resist it because he's a man. May resist it. And the lady, you, that think you are strong, you are shifting small to feel the warmth of his embrace. You are shifting small. You think you are strong, that's the problem. You don't know that spirits are passing. I don't want you to be confused. Let me explain something there about spirits are passing. If you read the book of Job, you see that Job was on his own. And then God had a meeting in heaven with Satan. Some of you think that Satan and God doesn't talk. Go and read the book of Job, you see them talking. Say, okay, have you considered my servant Job? Satan say, hey, is it not because of all these blessings that you give to him, that's why he's standing? It's okay. Let me prove to you. Let me prove to you that even if you collect all the wealth I have given to Job, that he will not fall. Oh yeah, Satan, go and remove it. Let me prove a point to you. You know, sometimes when you think that you are standing, that your spiritual life is very on point, God may want to prove it. Do you know? By sending one brother that blows in the loudest tongue in fellowship to go and blow the tongue into your ear and then change it to romantic rhythms. As he's blowing, he's telling you that the Lord is saying that he should touch you. You say, no, how would the Lord say this? But the other man is telling you, this brother is very, very godly now. He won't do anything that is not, spiritual. This brother is standing. They say, but the Bible, he said, leave the Bible. Now I'm saying what the Lord is telling me. Whenever you quote or you bring up something that is in the Bible, and someone is telling you to leave the Bible, you should leave that person. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
There is nothing that God is going to tell you or tell anybody that contradicts what is in the Bible. That's why some of you that say, God, speak to me. Lord, I want you to talk to me this night. First of all, go and see what he has already spoken in his word. So that brother that says something that contradicts what God has said clearly is from the devil. But the brother may be a godly, may be real born again. But what is happening to the brother now is that Satan has come upon him. It's not a new thing. Satan came upon Apostle Peter at one point, and Jesus rebuked that Satan from him. So when you look at the fine brother, you look at how sound he is in scripture, you forget that Satan can still come upon him when he's telling you things that are outside the context of scripture. You should be able to say, no, depart from me, Satan. Say, no, why are you calling your president Satan? But he's Satan at this point. When he's preaching, that's when he's the president. Do you understand?
Yes,
I'm trying to say that you have limits. That's what I'm explaining. You have know your strengths and know your limit. You know you are open to lust. You are a guy now. You are open to lust, very open. Any little thing will strike you. Then you are the one that should, when you see a lady that is not dressed well, you should say, oh Lord, be my God. Oh Lord, you should do something to pass. You know you have issue with lust, and you see this lady, it's not well covered, and you look, wow, the last side, very fair. Hi, but she's not dressed well. Why are you still looking? Why are you still looking? When we progress, you realize that you can control your impulse. Do you understand? You can control your impulse. It's not automatic. Sometimes we act like, anything goes. I don't know how to control it. The thing just happened. It came into my mind. So there is this thought that always comes to my mind. The thought of somebody being naked always comes. Don't you know that you can reset your mind and remove it from thinking about that thing? You don't know? Understand your weakness and set boundaries. Run away from it. If your own is that anything that wears skates is affecting you, then when you see skates, start thinking, start meditating the scripture. Not like Job, I have kept covenant in my heart that I will not look after a woman lustfully. Be telling yourself, me, I will not look, I will not see. I will not see wherever is passing. I repeat you, Holy Ghost fire, scatter. You just distract yourself like that and move on. Because you understand your weakness. Don't think that you are too strong. You have issue with anger. When someone is trying to do something that will bring anger, just do something, run away. Alright, then the last point, I need to move fast. Self-confidence. Having assurance of your self-worth and capacities. Having assurance of what? Your self-worth and capacities. If you do not have assurance of your self-worth, people around you will make you think that you mean nothing, that there is no ability in you. If you've been thinking you don't have anything to offer, I can tell you that God couldn't have created something that doesn't make sense. The fact that you are alive is because you have so many things to offer in you by the one that created you. But you have to be assured of this. Do you see the problem? These things are in you, but you need confidence in yourself. When you want to talk, don't talk like someone who doesn't know how to talk, but talk like someone who knows that he knows how to talk. You know, there are two things. You may know how to talk, but you don't know that you know how to talk.
Yes, sir.
Someone that speaks with boldness is someone that knows how to talk, and he himself knows that he knows how to talk. So whatever you do, know that you know how to do this thing well. Have self-confidence. And it's just the beginning part of emotional intelligence. Know your worth. There are certain things you don't take because you know your worth. Can I give you an example of what you don't take? Eh?
Yes, sir.
You don't accept to go and sleep with a man that has not married you because you know your worth. Let that man go and pick one prostitute. You know, sometimes I look at the girls that the Lord has made wonderfully. I see what they do. I just know the problem is that they do not know their worth. You worth more than point and kill fish. That you finish eating, and then you follow the man and allow him to touch you. And say, let's romance, and you are turning like this. I want to see your bum. Say, Lance, I like your pattern. You are worth more than that. What is it? Stouts? Malts? School fees? For some of you, then that maybe take advance responsibility. So don't worry, I will pay your school fees. Thank you. I really know that you love me. But school fees, only school fees. You've given yourself only school fees. So okay, he paid my rent. Sir, he paid my rent. Only rent. That you brought down yourself to nothing. For only rent, house rent. You reduce yourself to nothing. So you now measure up your life with rent, house rent. Say, my life worth house rent. So you are free to give up your future for house rent. Don't be like Esau. You know the Bible warns us, for those of you that are Christians, the Bible warns us seriously that we should not be like Esau, who sold his birthright for a plate of food. Maybe Cheeties, 11:45, you know, all those places, shawarma, those kind of things, chicken lab. Don't sell your birthright for a plate of delicious meal. To be honest with you, if you know your self-worth, there are some touch that someone will bring, and you stand up and give the person a stern warning. Because I know how guys start touching people. If they are not sure that you can heal, they will start, like they are making mistakes. If you seem like you've accepted it, they now come boldly and be touching you and tell you that they want to touch you. But that first time you notice it, that's when you should act like someone who has self-worth, who knows what your worth is. Don't sell it, don't give it out. See, it's so embarrassing sometimes that someone is able to keep herself as a virgin, even up to the age of 27, and then start feeling bad because she had one person telling her, are you sure you are okay? That you've not been with a man up to this time. You start feeling bad for doing the right thing. And you are keeping yourself. Something you should be thanking God. You are now feeling bad. No. My own is just nobody. You should be happy that you don't have anybody. Do you understand? Because of your self-worth.